It's another Cajun Classic Cars TV car show of the week, and we are happy to have Jeff Brammer with the World of Wheels in Shreveport coming up. Thanks for taking time on Mardi Gras week to talk to us, Jeff.
Thank you for having me.
You know, Jeff, I have to tell you that there are very few things in life that make me geek out. And I will tell you right now, most of the time, classic cars in general do. But there's something about the World of Wheels that just geeks me out and has since I was a kid. When I think classic cars, I think World of Wheels. From my dad taking me to the Rivergate in New Orleans when I was a kid, and then sometimes to Shreveport. That's one of the things, my foundation for my love of cars is World of Wheels. And here we are talking about it. Tell us what got you in the World of Wheels, because you're the, I guess, the, for lack of a better word, you're the new owner of the Shreveport World of Wheels. What kind of got you into that, Jeff?
Well, first and foremost, my father took me and my brother to the World of Wheels growing up. So we remember, the fun that we had, the cars, the sights, the sounds of it from back then. I run a company called Bearing Service and Supply, and most of our clientele are the types that have cars, work on cars, like to look at cars, like to geek out at cars. So when it came available for to purchase, we thought it would be a great idea to go ahead and get it, use it for, a little promotion for Bearing Service, but also more importantly, to keep a staple of our area going. I mean, this is the 51st year, so we're wanting to keep it going, make it bigger and better and more exciting so that other generations of kids have the same experience that I did when I was growing up.
So do you personally have any classic cars right now that you're kind of working on or kind of in between or what?
I'm not believe it or not, I'm not a classic car kind of guy. I like the newer fast cars, you might say. We do have a few cars that are going to be in the show. So 97 Supras, which if you think about it, 97 is that's the late 1900s.
You get a certain age, Jeff, where it's tough to do the math anymore.
Oh,
It's tough to look at the 90s and think that's 30 years ago. Because I have kids born in that in the 90s, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, my kids are in their 30s.
Yeah. So this is going to be very interesting because, growing up, going to the World of Wheels back then, cars from the 70s and 80s, those were not old cars at the time. But now we've got new generations. We still have some of those classic cars that we grew up seeing, but now the new classics are there and new cars. So it's truly a World of Wheels now. It spans several generations.
That is awesome. Well, I have friends that are very much purists, and they will, if they put on a car show, it'll say nothing after 87 or nothing after 92. But I always try to tell them, look, let everybody in and have different categories, maybe, segregate the different models or whatever, because as long as folks are getting into cars and keeping this hobby, this passion going, I don't care if it's a year old or if it's 100 years old, in my opinion, but to each his own, right?
Sure. And with the World of Wheels, it's, ISCA sanctioned, and there is a class for almost every vehicle, four-wheel or two-wheel out there. So they do promote having all of the vehicles in there. But there are people that are purists, but since we're World of Wheels and we're just one stop on that circuit, then we truly try to stay with that thought process and have everything in there. No matter if it's if somebody shows up with a soapbox, there is a class in the ISCA for soapbox cars, believe it or not. So everything is welcome in our show.
Yeah, the great thing about the World of Wheels is that we talked about our dads taking us. It's a generational thing. Like you said, the Shreveport one is celebrating 50. I remember I met some of the cast of the Dukes of Hazzard at a World of Wheels. And for some reason, I have no idea why, but some of the cast of Different Strokes, if you remember that TV show, I have no idea what the connection to Cars was. Maybe it didn't matter just because they were celebrities. I met them. And then years later, my daughter, who's now 22, we went to the Birmingham, Alabama World of Wheels. And that was about the time that Lightning McQueen was big because of the Cars movie. And she
Yeah.
would not take off her Lightning McQueen pit crew suit. And there's a picture of her and the other kids in front of Lightning McQueen. And so generationally, World of Wheels is one of those things that you got to do it at least a couple of times in life with your family. Tell us some of the events that are going to be going on specifically coming up at Shreveport World of Wheels, Jeff.
Well, first off, we've got a student day, which is Friday morning. Um, we're trying to keep this going, and the student day is something that's been going on with World of Wheels for a long time. We're going to keep that going, where we bring in students from technical colleges or schools from town, bring them in Friday morning before the general public comes in, but after everything is set up. We have people from different industries that'll come in and talk to them. There are business owners that, like Bearing Service, will be there. There will be transmission shop. There will be mechanics. There will be, some auto body people there that will talk to the students about the different trades that are involved in this car show and building cars in general. Trying to get people, that next generation, interested in those trades, so that we can keep it all going. This year we've got a few bands that will be at the show, throughout the show, to provide a little entertainment, not only for the people that are displaying their cars, but if you want to, cars and music goes together and always has. So we're trying to make it even more user friendly or inviting for everyone. We've got a couple of special guests that'll be there. No wrestlers or non-car related things, but we do have some special guests. They've been on our, one or two of them have been on our website and Facebook page being promoted. So like 4x4 Barbie will be there, which is kind of funny because it's a newer generation of person that's driving. Her and her husband have older generation big Ford pickups. So spanning those generations, which is what I want to do with this show.
Jeff, how many cars do you think are going to be on display when it's all said and done?
We're at 170 plus or minus. So we're about 180, 175 vehicles right now. And we've got a lot more of the 20 by 20 displays, the big displays with they come in and they set their cars up. They're up in the air for the cars that travel around the circuit. We've got twice as many of those this year than we had last year. So we've got a lot of new cars also, not just the big displays like that. There are a lot of new cars that haven't been seen in this area, that are just, guys that are coming from other states that want their cars in the show for no other reason than they want people to look at the work that they've done. And, well, like everybody wants, I have something shiny. I want you to look at it and say, ooh. Also, there's a lot of local support for this show. And we've seen that a lot this year as well. All of the volunteers for this show are coming from local car clubs right here in Shreveport. They will help work the floor, direct traffic. Everything will be run by local car clubs. We've got people that have been involved with the show for years. I mean, 20 plus. There's a lady that reached out to me the other day that has been involved with the show for 42 years. And she called to ask if she was going to be able to volunteer to help with the show again.
Amazing.
I know which means that lady was there when I was there with my dad, looking at the cars, and I remember the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. So she was there then.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I might have been at one of those. It just flashed me back to another one that I went to. Boy, I love it.
So yeah,
I love it.
We're proud to keep this going and to make it bigger, and our goal is to make it bigger and make it where it attracts people from even farther. I mean, we have lots of people from surrounding states and around the country coming in, but we have a lot of people that aren't chasing the ISCA points that are also coming to this show because they've heard that we've got a lot of new things going on. There's a lot of new energy. There's a lot of new cars coming in, so they want to be part of that. And it's really making us very happy with the turnout that we're getting here.
Well, Jeff, before I let you go and we give some contact information, I know that I'm putting you on the spot here, but of all the things you've got planned for Shreveport World of Wheels 2026, what are you looking forward to the most?
Ooh, so we've got 10 awards that we will be handing out above and beyond all of the ISCA awards. There's going to be 10 awards that we call the Gold Star Awards. And this is going to be a panel of three people, three normal people. They're not ISCA judges. They're not confined by any of those rules. It's just 10 cars based on 10 categories, and it can be any 10 guys. We're really trying to also include the backyard mechanics, the shade tree mechanics that put their cars in the show, the ones that don't have huge budgets, to give them, that thumbs up as well. I'm looking forward to those, to see who's chosen and how they react and how that turns out.
Jeff, how can they get in touch with you guys, find out all the information they need to between now and showtime, whether it's sponsorship, whether it's ticket information or anything like that?
So they can go to our website, which is ShreveportWorldOfWheels.com. They can find us on Facebook. Just look up Shreveport World of Wheels. There are QR codes on the website, the Facebook page. We've got Instagram. Any of those QR codes will take you to where you can buy tickets online, or you can buy tickets the day of at the box office.
We'll be sharing a lot of that information from our social media too, Jeff, to help you guys out. I look forward to seeing you as we do this interview. My plan is to be there, and so I look forward to
Great.
it. And if you need anything between now and then, please reach out. And I want to thank you for the interview, but also continuing the tradition of World of Wheels in North Louisiana. As a fan of World of Wheels and cars, it's great that you're continuing on the legacy.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to let us get our event out there. I appreciate it.